Good afternoon, blossoms. Welcome to Life Tsunami. My name is Alexandra. This is my second podcast, Let's Be Strange, which is a continuance of Worry Be Gone, which I explained about the practice of going on a 30-day worry-free diet. And during that first week, I was to work on a morning routine that would help me redirect my brain into being more productive, more creative, inspirational, and that morning routine I listened to through Tanya Lee of the School of Self-Image podcast, Create an Elegant Morning. And her morning routine was to journal, appreciate and celebrate life, being grateful, creating inspiration, and meditation. Now, she wasn't looking to tell you that that should be your morning routine too, nor mine, and I don't wish uh, to copy her. But I thought I'd use it as a guide, and so then I can tweak it and really make my own morning routine. But I did find the process very helpful, and creating my own playlist for the morning created an energetic good morning playlist, which I just want to get up and dance. And then there's a go with the flow morning, which again, you're just going with the flow, and it's great. Now, I admit, um, with the way my mornings are, it was a little bit of a struggle because usually uh, the first thing I have to do in the morning is change bandages. I have some sores on my ankles that required bandaging, and I had to change it every morning. And I like to get to the gym at a certain time, so uh, in a way, my mornings are slow. I usually get up at 5 in the morning, but I try to take my time. And again, I like to be at the gym by 8:30 usually. But I also like to enjoy my mornings too, so I like to enjoy my breakfast, my coffee. But my first day, I felt like I was really trying to cram in, and so I was kind of trying to rush, or I felt like I really didn't have much time, which wasn't true because I know there's times I didn't have to do anything during a day, and I always kept felt feeling like I was in a rush. A lot of times I feel like I'm in a rush, and I don't know why. Because then I kind of come home and then sit and do absolutely nothing, and then I feel bad about it later, which is not something I want to do. But it was getting better, and unfortunately, on Wednesday, even after my morning routine, I did a down spiral, and I thought I'd hit rock bottom before, but apparently found rock bottom again. To the point, I'd wake up in the morning terrified, felt practically paralyzed. I'd cry. Didn't matter what was said or done, I just cry. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to do anything. But and that literally was happening for the past few days, and I just walk around the house like that. I still managed to go to work and be fine because I had to go to work. But it was terrifying. I didn't like it, and I still don't. But the whole point, even when you hit rock bottom, is to get back up. And I was hearing the back of my mind, my future self's voice telling me to get up. And when I say my future self, a process I also learned from Tanya Lee's podcast, uh, from the School of Self-Image. You're to imagine your future self. So the person you'd like to be, the life you'd like to create, you can imagine yourself where you live, what job you work, how you think, how you dress, just how you live out your day, and that's the person you'd like to be. And you can talk to her or him, and I do through journaling all the time. And she's wonderful. She calls me out on all my crap. She's guided me through things I didn't even know about, or made me say out loud reasons why I haven't lived my life or made decisions the way I do. And I know I haven't talked to her in a few days. Um, but I did hear her in the back of my mind tell me to get up, and I got up. Still go throughout my day, no matter what was happening. Yeah, I'm still not entirely back to normal on this part, as far as mood wise, but I do tend, because I admit I haven't then really done the routine because it what's the word? Joggled the word? It took me for a stumble, so as far as trying to straighten myself out to get back on track, it's taken me a few days. But I am here doing this podcast, so that means I'm getting back on track. And I kind of think leading me to this down spiral, I'm not entirely sure, but doing this process, trying to recreate the way my brain thinks to be more productive, to be worry. Um, I like to say worry free, but there's always going to be something you're going to worry about at some point. But to worry less. And my brain wanted it to resist so much that, and even because I just started a new job, the whole thinking process is different. I'm not used to it. So between that and just trying to refocus my brain to be more positive, less worrisome, reacted very badly. And so I was doing a lot of spazzing throughout last week. I'm also a highly nervous person anyway. I do have a lot of anxiety. Excuse me. It's the way I've always been. And because I was just trying to change, and trust me, it doesn't like change. Uh, it's fast, and eventually, when don't fall, curse splat. And no, it's not fun. Now, personally, I'm just wondering if that's part of the process, which it probably is. Um, I could have done without the curse splat, by all means. I don't want to go curse splat. So if you're trying this practice and you find yourself spazzing and you don't understand why, again, it's just trying to readjust, trying to uh, adapt to something new. I'd like to think this would go away once you get used to it because you're practicing. You're practicing thinking more positive. You're practicing being more productive, creative, inspirational, whatever you want your mindset to be. That resisting is going to be there. And just say no. Just say no. Again, easier said than done. But with this constant practice, I believe it will get better. Excuse me. And so I will continue this morning practice starting tomorrow since my morning's already gone. And this week's practice is going to be very quirky. I call this podcast Let's Be Strange because um, I've been watching White Collar for the past few days. I've just discovered it. Yes, I know it was out years ago, but I'm always the last one to discover these things, let alone at least actually watch or do podcasting. or the playlist thing. I have vinyl and CDs and tapes. Excuse me. And so, discovering White Collar, there's a character called Mozzie. He's very eccentric, know it all, but he's fun. He's great. And he has 7 houses or 7 hideaways named for each day of the week. They're actually named each day of the week. And there was an episode where it's called Wednesday, but he's usually there on a Tuesday. My goal in life now is to have 7 hideouts named each day of the week and then not be there on that day of the week. It's my goal. But also that actually the inspiration for this podcast. And basically, one, to add some fun to your brain. And also, I think it's a way to get it to relax. Because when you're using humor, if you're doing something the opposite, because we as human beings always try to make sense of things. And it's good for some things to make it sense, absolutely. On the same note, why does everything have to make sense? Why can't things just be and accept it? For example, I could ask myself also all the time why I'm a nervous person. I don't even know. I just probably am. I'm not sure if that would change, but there's things I can do for me to be less nervous. But reality is, probably always be a nervous wreck or just a nervous person. I don't really know what to tell you there. I'm not looking at it as a bad thing, it's just who I am. There's things, yeah, it's just who I am. Except that I don't. I'm the one who has to live with it. Still working on living with it. Again, it drives me a bit nuts. I admit it. And it drives other people nuts too. Definitely. So I think doing this exercise, and I have an example because this is the one that I have. So instead of morning coffee being morning coffee, I will call it happy hour. Tea time is morning coffee, and happy hour is tea time. It's just fun. It's a fun way to think. It doesn't have to be everything, but just putting some of those quirk fun things in life, not to mention, you can have people then look at you like you have 4 heads, which is always a good time. I enjoy it. And it's almost like your own little inside joke. I think it's actually, even if you think about it, it's a way to make yourself laugh. And a great way to keep your brain positive is to laugh and to smile. And then thinking positive thoughts, most likely, I like to think would come a lot more freely to you too. So this week, I will find little quirks like that to uh, basically amuse myself. Because why not? Life should be fun. You should be enjoying it. And if somebody can't make you laugh, make yourself laugh. It's always good to laugh. I love laugh. Could be like the Bennett sisters if I want to. No. Well, depends on which Bennett sister. As far as the 2 younger ones that always hang out, who is it? Mary and is it Lucy? I think. Lydia. Lydia and Mary. This is from Pride and Prejudice, in case you don't know. Lydia, Lydia and Mary. Wow, not Mary. Kitty. Kitty and Lydia. That's it. Sorry. There is a Mary, but she's a little more, she's solemn. Kitty and Lydia, they're giggle. Wow. The older ones giggle too, but the 2 younger ones are kind of ridiculous, I will admit that. They're fun ridiculous, but I'm not sure to go to that line. But again, the whole idea is personally just this thinking process, I think will give your brain a bit of a break. And again, give you a chance to smile. Uh, if this doesn't come easy to you, again, just do little things because this was something that came on a whim to me. And so if I try to think of saying the opposite for everything, that's going to be very overwhelming, which is why, again, start small. Uh, you could even call going to work something else. Could be more positive. You could call what could going to work be? Hmm. You could say I'm going to the moon. Or you could say I'm Icarus flying into the sun. Things like that. Just fun little quirky ideas. Make you laugh, make you smile. Look at that, I'm happy already. So there's second practice for the week. I know it may not seem much, but I will say this on a standpoint. For the past few years, as far as laughing, I haven't really done much of it. It's great to laugh, and it's great to smile. Trust me, I love doing it, especially when I really mean it. I know also the kind of a flaw on that one when I find I really like something or someone that really makes me smile and laugh, I just want more of it. And I kind of take it. Hmm. That's where the brain and the heart don't match there. Because I know I'm also a very emotional person. And I do like to feel happy. I like to feel good. I really do. It's just a matter of how you take that too, which can be discussed on another podcast. Um, but I will again keep continuing my morning routine. And now I'm just gonna add a little bit of quirkiness to my day and the thought behind it. Now I hope you managed to enjoy this podcast. I hope you also enjoyed the first one. And I will be recording another podcast next week on Monday, as usual. I hope you're having a beautiful day, a beautiful start to your week. The sun is out here, and even if the sun is not out where you're at, again, just look at the sky, be grateful, and say merci. A bientôt.